to keep tight with God till my last breath. Pray I find peace before my last breath. This stress weed got me more than high. Plenty times I was mortified, sent home from school for packing my grandpa 45. See, I was troubled in my adolescence. So much stress, the shit was mad depressing. Now every move I make is manifested. I had a heart for, I had a weapon. When we had nothing, still had this section. A park baby for real, my hood made me for real. My mama labeled me king, the system made me to kill other brothers who shared the same pigment. The same struggle, but my brain different. I woke up early to a changed vision. See, in my hood, it's all brown and black. And I can turn you to a...
All right, welcome to another episode of Prolific Roots. I'm your host, Malosi, here with my co-hosts, Ricky and Monte, who's off camera today. We got a pretty special guest today. It's been in the planning for a while now.
Since the beginning.
Since the beginning. Yes, sir. And a funny little story we're gonna tell this. Shout out to Superfly Sua, but we have that was the first time I saw him do Bobby B do a podcast. That's who our guest is.
Wow, spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. But I saw him on the Superfly Sua podcast literally a week after we had talked about, hey, we should bring Bobby B on. Funny thing is the same thing happened with Sienna Lalau, who did a podcast with us and with Superfly Sua. We had hit her up the week before, and she was like, I'm down to do it. Right now I'm in Vegas recording with Superfly Sua. So I was like,
but we're not jacking though. We're not jacking, right?
Not jacking.
All original.
So yeah, shout out to Superfly Sua and their podcast. Go check them out if you haven't. But yeah, kind of already spoiled it, but we have a special guest who goes by the name of Bobby B. Mack in the building. Thank you for pulling up on us. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell the people a little about what you do, and we'll jump into it from there.
We're going to start with some icebreaker questions.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, introduce yourself.
Tell us like two of your favorite top rappers and your favorite bar from yourself your favorite bar from a rapper.
Let's do favorite bar from a rapper, a favorite bar of yours.
And then top five.
And then we're going to get in top five later. We're going to bring it up
top five later?
Yeah.
If I'm not included, then we're going to have to cut this.
We might as well cut it off. You're not included.
So it's a favorite bar from one of my favorite rappers.
So one of your favorite bars
from myself.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And an introduction.
Yeah. Do introduction first.
However you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah. Cool, man. My name is Bobby B. Mack. I came straight out of Rose Park, Utah. I do music.
Hey.
I rap. I sing. I try to do it all, but sometimes it don't work out. But
I feel
you can't blame a nigga for trying. But for me, I would say my favorite bar from one of my favorite rappers. That's a tough ass. That's a tough question, man. I don't know, because there's a lot. I would say one that usually comes to mind is probably from J. Cole.
Hey.
Of course, bro. It was either going to be Cole or Kendrick. Bro. Go ahead, bro.
I would say it's something like damn, I can't even remember. It's like
could be that Cole.
Life is an episode, and reruns. The devil out here buying souls, and no refunds. It's like something like that. Like that's something that's just stick with me. It's like some real soulful shit, but it's like at the same time it's witty.
Right.
And for myself, I would say. Damn, that's an even tougher
you got a
question.
Few. You got a few. I ain't even gonna front. You got a few.
Damn. I would say probably one of my bars from One Thing, featuring my boy Doe. It goes something like Dwayne Johnson, how I rock Glock 16 and pregnant. That just mean that I pop quick. So it's like my Glock 16. My Glock got 16 in the clip. At
the beginning, we just throwing that out there. Okay. What a fire extinguisher. Where's that? Get the water bucket out.
Right.
Okay. No. And then what? We're getting the top five later or what?
Yeah, we're getting the top five later because that's gonna be a little bit of a discussion there.
Cool. Good. I was about to say, I was gonna give me the tough questions off the back.
Yeah, so we're gonna let you think about it. You know what I'm saying? But we are coming back, so we are coming back to it. But again, appreciate you for coming onto the show, man. Like Lo said, it's been in the works, and you were one of the first names that came up. So mad respect to you and what you're doing. But a lot of people, maybe outside of Utah don't know what you got going on, and that's pretty much what we want to highlight. Your journey from where you came from, where you're at now, and what led you to make the decisions that you've made thus far. But go ahead and give a little bit of background about your upbringing, if you don't mind, and what you've been through in the years of life that you've lived so far, man.
Yep. I would say it started with my parents. Both my parents are full Samoan. My mom was born in West Valley, Utah, and my pops was born in Torrance. And my pops' family is regularly from originally from Compton. And my mom's family is originally from West Valley. And my pops moved out here when he was a baby to the Rose Park area. And my mom's had moved to Compton probably around her high school.
Traded places?
Yeah, like dead ass traded places. So it's like, of course, I always say I'm from Rose Park, but you can definitely, especially when you hear my music or you hear the way that I carry myself, you hear a lot of, that LA rage in me, or that feeling,
West Coast,
that real West Coast shit, but at the same time, like that real East Coast soulful type stuff as well.
Right.
And so I would say, growing up, especially for my household and where we lived at, it wasn't very common for you to grow up the Fa Samoa way.
Right.
Or to be like how every other poly household was,
right.
Like where everybody was bumping, Fiji and
right.
the old stuff. We was over here bumping Hove and Nas. You feel me? So it's like I would say, especially for myself, we had a very different upbringing. So I mean, and I'm blessed. I've been blessed to see both worlds. With the culture, but at the same time also experiencing and partaking from African American culture as well.
Right.
So I would say my father, and for the most part people know that my father had made music as well and battle rap. So it wasn't that hard for me to just follow suit, and take up after him. And man, since then, I'm 25 now, or I'm about to turn 25 on Monday. And
Happy birthday!
Appreciate you.
When you turn in?
25.
When? I mean?
Oh, Monday.
Monday. Okay.
Yep.
What's that? What day is that?
That's the 10th.
The 10th.
Right?
10th.
Should we
It's
be,
a lot of August birthdays.
Yes, sir. And
should be turning up this weekend? Yeah,
probably next weekend. So I might be turning up for the rest of the year.
Shoot the
We're not supposed to. Statistically, we're not even supposed to make it to 25. So I'm just grateful. Real. So it's like, man, especially within my music, I would say, I take it upon myself to not only shed light on my city, and the pains that we've suffered behind the scenes. Because when you think of Salt Lake City, you think of Rose Park. You don't think struggle. You don't think of black and brown kids. Like when you think of Utah, you think Mormons, you think white boys. Yeah. You think spoiled kids. But it's like, man, I take it upon myself to shed light on those situations, because for a lot of kids, we don't know, a lot of them don't know better. They just see the shit that's on this TV screen, and they think that's what we have to live up to.
Right.
But I would say, especially within recent years and the recent music since I've dropped 95 Baby, I'm definitely on the positive tip, man. Showing these kids that you could do whatever the hell you want. Like, it don't matter if you poly. Right. It don't matter if you if you don't want to fit the mold of being a 9-to-5 factory worker. Like, and that's something that I definitely want to push, because we definitely don't entertain those thoughts. Like, we're not so. The way our culture has been set up is we don't break out of the mold. Right. Like, if you get a 9-to-5, go take care of your parents. And that's it.
Yeah. Go get your education. Yep. Right. You know what I'm saying? Get a good paying job. Yeah. When we can get a good paying job is getting your education. Yep. And then pay your dues. Right. You know what I mean?
And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. Right. Anybody that does do that, man, more power to you. But I mean, I feel more so like we never push the thought onto our kids, or onto these youngins that, man, we could literally do whatever we want to do. Right. We can make music. We could dance. Like, we've got all the talent. We've got all the means to do so as well. We just never really had the backing, or the
blueprint.
Right. Exactly.
And that's a common thing that we see with all of our guests that we've had on the show is growing up. It's always been that, hey, I want to do this, and it was kind of like a back and forth with the parents or the culture of like, why would you be a rapper, right? There ain't no Samoan rappers out there that's doing it like that, or why would you be a tattoo artist or a dancer? And so that's unique that you obviously there was some backlash, right? Because I mean, for sure, being from Utah, that's one thing. When you think about Utah, like you said, it's white boys and Mormon churches, right? So. A lot of people don't know.
At least that's the perception.
That's the perception.
Right? Yeah, for people from outside of Utah.
And when you land in Salt Lake, you almost always gotta go through Rose Park or West Valley or those cities there, which a lot of people don't really know about. And so, what has that been like for you being a rapper? I mean, because obviously you've collabed with a few people. Right. I seen you collab with Cepha from SAC.
Shout out to my boy, man.
Yeah, shout out to Seven that 101.
Yep,
that's
dope,
one of my favorite ones right there. So, yeah, talk about that and just how it's been being a rapper out of Salt Lake City, because you already got like that chip on your shoulder of like, we more than just what you see. You know what I mean?
Right. I would say it's taken a lot of groundwork, like, and this is stuff that has happened way before my time even came, like things that my father had did and things that the other rappers that had started before me out here had did, like just breaking that mold, that perception of Utah, like of Salt Lake. And so by the time I was handed, the torch, it was more so like trying to create our own lane.
Right.
Like it seemed like at first everybody was trying to sound like they're from Cali. Everybody sounded like they're from Cali. Or nowadays everybody sound like they're from the South. You feel me? So it's like now it's more so, especially for me, I'm trying to just create a lane that's strictly what I've been through, strictly what I've seen myself, and like, of course, drawing inspiration from different areas, like the West Coast, the East Coast, the South, but at the same time keeping it true to Salt Lake, so that way people really see that we got a story out here too. Like, motherfuckers die out here. Motherfuckers like motherfuckers slang out here just like they slang in California. Motherfuckers, like this shit happens, you just don't know about it. Like the news doesn't portray that or show you that. They would like to keep up that perception, and uphold that image that it's dandy out here. But I mean, it is, like it is cool in a lot of areas for the most part. But I mean, growing up in Rose Park, and Salt Lake, and stretching out to West Valley now, it's definitely been tension.
Yeah, there's trenches out here.
Yeah, it's definitely been tension with like, and this stretches back to the 70s, before my time. For sure. So it's like I feel it to take upon myself to tell these stories.
Yeah, so speak on that a little bit more. Like, is there anything particular that happened in your life, or like any specific moment that you can recall that made you feel like, okay, I'm going to take it upon myself to bring this reality to the rest of the world, not just to Utah, because obviously the people in Utah are aware that it's not all sunshine and rainbows out here.
Right.
Is there anything that happened in your life where you felt like, okay, yeah, that made you want to bring that reality of your hometown, your state, and bring that in the form of music? I mean, is it just kind of like something you just walked into, fell into, or?
Yeah. I would say for me, one of the life-changing experiences was growing up and seeing a lot of my friends get killed, or seeing a lot of my friends go to jail, and I won't speak on the cases, but just, people getting life, so like just really seeing that, and then also seeing social media and seeing that these same cities have the same situations. I was like, damn, we really ain't no different.
Right.
Like, we really go through the same exact stuff. My brother got life, my uncle got domed. It's like like little things like that. It just makes you feel like, damn, like, well, what's the difference? And I feel like every place where there's struggle, like everybody can relate to the same moral principles and values. Like, we stand on the same thing. You don't snitch on the next man. You don't hate on the next man. You keep your head down and you get your bread and you stay about your business. And that's really all it's about. So it's like noticing that at a young age and realizing that is like, man, even though these kids from the other side, we may not like them, we may not affiliate with them, we may not fuck with them, we have to understand that really we all in the same cycle. We all been conditioned to think this way.
Right.
Without even knowing it.
Yeah.
And it's sad. So it's like, definitely gotta, somebody gotta.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because that kind of goes into the name. So you obviously you go by Bobby B. Mack, but what's the group that you're with, or I guess what do you guys call it, a group, or go ahead and speak on that a little bit. The
Ghost Family. So it's Ghost Family, and the acronym is GHOST. It stands for Go Hard or Stay Trapped.
Okay,
that's clean.
That's deep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
That's deep. Because expound on that a little bit, because I mean, obviously there's meaning to it, and some people don't know what it means to stay trapped. Right. Or people who live their lives with social media thinks that trapping is just one thing. And so what do you guys mean by that, go hard or stay trapped?
Man, like you said, and you hit it right on the nose. A lot of people hearing that would think that it's like pertaining specifically to the streets, pertaining specifically to trapping, or moving work. But when we had made the acronym, we had made it more so to shed light on staying trapped in your mind, you know, because we were never told that we could be rappers. We were never, we didn't have no, you know, there's no Diddy out here riding cars, you know, there's no rappers riding out here, coming to vacation out here, like with at least not growing up. Within recent years they have. But,
Right.
you know, growing up, we never seen, you know, the game pulling up to swap meets and buying shit, you know? Like, we never knew that we could be rappers. We never knew that we could be anything more than football players.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, it's just, if you find something that you're passionate about, if you find something that you love, go hard at that shit, go balls to the wall. Or you could choose to stay trapped in that mindset that'll keep you down and keep the generations after you down for, you know, years to come.
Yeah. I like it.
That's deep. Hey, hold on. Yeah, hey, repeat that one more time for the people, Bobby B, because that was deep. I was not ready for that. I mean, please repeat that one more time, man. Exactly the same. Don't even change any way that you said that, bro.
Man, I would say, if you're passionate about something, if you find something that you love to do, something that brings you joy, go hard for that shit, man. Like, go hard, go balls to the wall. You know, put your all into it, or you can choose to stay trapped. You know, you can choose to work a 9 to 5, take care of your parents, and just live that same cycle as everybody else.
Ghost.
That's
cold. Yeah, that's cold.
And that's really what this whole thing of that the podcast that we've built. That's what this whole thing has been about, is breaking cycles, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
breaking the mold and changing the paradigm, and you hit it right on the nose with that. So we appreciate you sharing that, because I mean, obviously we say it all the time, and you know, our guests, some guests, they mean that, but they kind of allude to it, but they don't say it exactly. And so we appreciate you sharing that with us, because that is deep, man, and that's exactly what we're aiming for our people, is just to break that cycle, man. Let's find ways to create a new cycle. You know what I mean? One that's more, I don't know, lucrative, you know, more beneficial to our people, and then, you know, just creating something that down the line, as you said, generation to generation is greater than what we've been accustomed to, you know?
Right.
But I guess going back again to your career specifically, I mean, when did you know you just wanted to start rapping, bro? Like, you know, because I mean, you think about it, we got a bunch of rappers, you know, got a bunch of SoundCloud rappers. I mean, when did you know that was something that you enjoyed? And then at what point in your life did you feel like, okay, this is what I want to pursue. This is my path, you know?
Yep. I'll say my sophomore year in high school, because I was very much into football. Like, I really loved football, and at the time I was like banking my future off of it, you know. So I was like, damn.
Wide receiver or what?
Corner.
Okay.
I ain't gonna say if I was good or not, but I say I like football. That's what I'm gonna say.
I like football. Hey, you gonna keep it at that? This is good.
But we're gonna pull a film. No, hold up.
You gonna check the game tapes on me, man?
Got to.
God damn it. But yeah, man, I was like, because that's around the time that my father had started rapping, and so like I said, just growing up in a household where we listened to R&B, we listened to old school music, we listened to hip hop. I was already accustomed to, you know, listening to bars, you know, and coming up with stuff like that. So once my father had taken it up upon himself to, you know, to carry the torch and push the culture forward, and like for me, it felt like, damn, if he could do it, I could do it.
Right.
You know, and so watching him go through his trials and tribulations as an artist, it really helped me to realize that, you know, what it was going to take for me to be in this position, what it was going to take for me to even start rapping. Because, I mean, everybody thinks that right off the back is money, cars, clothes, hoes.
Right.
They think you finna get shit right off the rip. But really, it's really years of sacrifice. It's years of not spending time with your loved ones. It's years of, instead of going out to party at the clubs, you in the studio, you know? So
trying to get it right.
Yeah, so like definitely after my sophomore year, stretching over to my senior year, that's when I like really felt the passion to feel like, damn, like this is really something that I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and that's just to highlight that's a common theme for any field that someone would pursue. Like in the beginning, it's all hard work and sacrifice, but most of the time that's not what's publicized or
right.
And so just to highlight that for the people, like you can't just go in and then, you know, give up after, you know, 2-3 months. How long you been at the rap game?
Shoot, 5 years plus.
Okay, so you dropped how many albums you got?
I got three so far.
What's the difference between an album and an EP? I never knew the answer to that. People are like, oh, I'm dropping an EP, and I'm like, oh, what's that, exclusive piece or what? Like,
I honestly don't even know either. I was like, that's just so technical.
I might got an EP and I don't know it.
Yeah, for real. I'm like, what's the difference between an EP and an album? Like,
I think EP stands for like electronic press kit or something like that. But it's like, I have no fucking.
damn,
clue.
my bad. Luce. I ain't even put you on the spot like that. We're gonna edit that out. We're gonna edit that out. Rappers, you don't know what an EP is.
They gonna roast me.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
how's
good.
an artist you don't know what an EP is?
Still
Trash.
got more bars in them though.
So so then you've been at it for 5 years. We've had a lot of artists come, a lot of artists go, some have remained. In terms of like inspiration, I'm sure your father played a huge role in inspiring your music. Obviously you have your own experiences that you've been through that really inspire the way that you write your music and create your music. Yep. Are there what other rappers influence Bobby B to make the music that he makes?
Top five.
Oh, top five.
Top five already.
Top five? Here we go.
All right, let's go ahead and do it.
Might as well.
Let's get it.
Essentially, those rappers that you name, in my opinion, I feel like they might be your top five. Would you
Yeah,
agree?
J. Cole's in there,
Yeah,
obviously.
yep, for sure. Shoot. Are we doing all time or are we doing new school?
Hey, man, however you want to do it, man.
Shoot, I would say I'll just do an all time list, man. I would say
Nah, let's do right now.
Right
Because
now?
all time it's
hard,
kind of easy to, you know what I mean? You
True.
put Pac, Big, Hov, like you put those. That's kind of easy. Let's say right now.
He's making his top
I
five.
know,
for
yeah.
him.
Well, I'm just saying, like, generally.
I was dead ass about to say Pac, Big Ho.
Exactly. So, like, top five all time is almost like it's a given.
Don't be intimidated by this guy, Bobby. Don't do that. All right?
I'm just
Please
saying,
do
like,
not do that.
Let's do current rappers.
No particular order, of course. Cole, Kendrick,
Okay.
Drake, and that's not a popular long, amongst bar spitters, but I fuck with Drizzy, so man,
I mess with Drizzy too. Who don't mess with Drake?
There's a lot of people that be acting like, oh, Drizzy ain't hard, so I can't mess with him. But low key, they be, you know what I mean? At night, they be playing this stuff, going
Who
to bed
is
to
that?
it. Like,
Who?
I don't know.
I clearly just said.
I know.
And we talked about it before in the
I'm just
past,
saying,
but so
people that say Drizzy ain't hot or he ain't that guy, like,
yeah, go ahead
They
and
listen to
follow
him
us
on
if
a-
you one of those.
they listen to him on a low.
bruh.
I mean,
No.
I don't agree with all his outside of music, but his music is cool.
Okay, so we got
Truth.
Yeah, the last two are the most difficult ones.
yeah. We go because I feel like those the three you just named.
And it could be
Completely
like somebody that
understandable.
you just listening to now that's like, yeah, I've been listening to this man tough, so he probably top five right now.
Shoot. So I got two more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. I would say Absol.
Okay. Absolutely.
If y'all don't know who that is, he's
Definitely
also,
don't know who that is. You don't.
He's in that TDE camp too with Kendrick.
Okay.
Dringo.
Yep. So he's I'd say he's definitely inspired me with just like the thinking. If you listen to his
Right.
albums and stuff, like just the mental, wittiness of, just the outlook of everything. It definitely like listening to his music gives you a paradigm shift.
Nice.
For sure.
Okay.
And then I would say for my fifth, if not Lupe Fiasco, I would say. And he's that's a
Lupe.
borderline because he's
Does he make
he's probably like
music
one of the 2000s artists.
Yeah. Does he still makes music or?
Underground, man. Y'all know about that, man. Stay in your lane.
You don't know either.
I got no Lupe in my damn.
All you know is kick push.
I don't even know that.
Lupe go hard to it.
Actually, I say yay, man. I say
Okay.
yay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
For
yeah.
sure.
Kanye?
Yeah.
Kanye, for sure.
From the beginning, bro, he's been hot.
I mean, and for artists, man, I won't speak on their outside of music antics, but
Yeah.
when
I
it comes
feel
to
it,
the
I feel it.
music, Ye's revolutionized hip hop
Yeah,
for sure.
he's cold.
Same with Drizzy.
Damn.
I feel it. Okay.
Okay. So
that was
at
good.
this point in your career, you 5 years in now, do you consider yourself successful?
Hell no. And I say that because this is not where I draw the line for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like my goal is to keep going, go as far as I can. You know, for other people, they would love to settle with the local fame. You know, the local shit, like with people around your neighborhood giving you dap and showing love to you. But for me, man, I'm like, man, honestly, I'm thinking globally.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's the one thing that's always separated me from a lot of other rappers out here in Salt Lake, is that, man, where everybody thinks, you know, X's and O's, I'm thinking A's, B's, and C's. You know, like I feel like I'm just at a different level of thinking. Because man, who doesn't want to go global? You feel me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like
Everybody got to eat, bro.
truth, for sure.
So then, like, as far as getting there, do you know what that looks like, or is that something like you just trying to figure out as you go, or is it like you have like this master plan that you have in action right now?
I would say I've got like little things in place, you know, as far as little things that I would like to touch up on, little milestones that I would like to reach. But as far as trying to envision the end for myself, I try not to, just because I don't want to ever set an expectation and then feel like I will always have to chase that, you know, and I feel like I would never be satisfied if I did that, you know. But I mean, honestly, man, if I'm able to put my parents, my family, my loved ones, my peoples in a better position to be able to chase their dreams, shit, that's you give me that, and I would quit music today, honestly. And I would only make music just for the sole purpose that I love making music.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah, it is. So, I mean, you talked about you have a few milestones that you'd like to hit along the way, but there is no end goal in sight. Talk about some of those milestones that you see in your future in regards to your music career.
Definitely working with my favorite artists, like those top 5, like just even getting songs with them, you know, being in the same places, being held in those same conversations with those people. Like shit. If I told myself now, 20 years from now, that I'd be in the same conversations as Drake, as Kendrick, and Cole, people that I truly look up to, like, damn, that would be worth it for me,
right?
And so that, also just being able to stretch my music globally. Like, imagine just hearing one day that people in motherfucking Kuwait are listening to your music, and you're like, they listen to me in Kuwait, man. Like, they heard me out there.
Don't even speak the language, but they speak the music.
Yeah,
I hear you.
'Cause I mean, it's a universal language, you know, and it's known and it's proven that, you know, you ain't even got to understand it. Like, sonically, you just hear it and you like it, you resonate with it, you fuck with it, and people are gonna buy your stuff. You don't even have to make sense nowadays.
Right.
Honestly, like, you can hum on a track, and that's literally what happens. That's what supposed to be doing. They hum on a track and they get love. So it's,
As long as it's
just say one thing, DJ Khaled.
that's what happens.
Hey,
Big
DJ
bang
Khaled
over
on a
that.
different level though.
He is, but I'm saying, I'm just
Just that tag alone would make the song.
exactly.
That reminds me, because I used to always think about that with P. Diddy. Same thing with DJ Khaled. I'm like, bro, they don't say nothing on the song, but they so damn popular. I'm like, what do they do? And then I found out, like, oh, they out here. Like, there was a story where Biggie, I can't remember what song it was. I'm mad now because I hate when I bring up stuff and I don't know the facts about it. But I remember a story about P. Diddy. Biggie had came to him with a song, and P. Diddy was like, nah, this is what we need to do with it. Switched up the tempo, and it was like one of his biggest songs, one of Biggie's biggest songs.
Damn.
And so that's the value that they bring to the music.
Right.
Like him, DJ Khaled. Yeah, they on the mic screaming stupid stuff, like in the background just mad libs, but behind the scenes they doing all the work, producing wise. So
It's
I think
more
that's
the
unique.
vision than the
Exactly. I have a pretty big question, at least, that I've always thought about, and I never really asked. I mean, we talk about it amongst friends, I guess, but I've never asked like an actual artist. So one of the biggest things that I feel, maybe, and I definitely want you to touch on this, is we don't have like a poly rapper that's in mainstream.
Mainstream.
Can y'all think of
most
one?
mainstream is Drew Deezy.
Yeah,
I said
DZ. But I mean, like, you got like
Craig.
Yeah, mainstream. Craig is probably going to be the one to break
but
that.
I'm saying, like, he's not out. He's on his way. We definitely feel like
Yeah.
he's on his way. He's one of the. But I'm saying, like, we don't have it yet. It's 2020, and we don't have, like, we got plenty of poly rappers, and you know, it seems like and this goes really for not even just rappers. I mean, just artists in general. I mean, they're always popular amongst polys and amongst their local, wherever they're from. But outside of that, it seems like we hit a wall. Poly artists hit a wall to where For some reason, we just cannot get mainstream. You know what I mean? And like I said, we kind of alluded to it earlier with Craig. Craig's not the only one that I feel like is on the way in terms of, you know, poly artists that are on the way to mainstream. But I mean, what do you feel it is the reason that it's 2020 and we've yet to break mainstream? Like,
I can tell you.
Oh, here we go.
So he got the answer.
He kind of alluded to it earlier. I'm gonna let you speak on it, but
Yep.
actually, you go ahead and speak on it. And it's probably gonna be the same thing I'm gonna say because we all know what makes hits and what makes mainstream.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you got the unicorns, I guess, like J. Cole. You got a lot of rappers like him, our top fives who make good music, but then they're mainstream at the same time. But then you got a lot of mumble rappers who ain't really saying anything, but it's catchy and kids like it. And I feel like that's the biggest crowd. So obviously that's where they're gonna make all their money.
Yep.
So, and I feel like with Polly's Ado's a dope rapper, poly rapper. Probably he would be one of the top poly rappers to me. Mm-hmm. But he's not mainstream, and it's because he's spitting real stuff. You know what I mean? So I feel like whenever you rapping about real stuff, like T Grizzly said, I don't know if you heard of T Grizzly's latest album. He talked about that. Like, man, I try to tap into that mainstream, and you know what I mean? It's just not him. So I'm just going to go back to being me. And I may not blow me up like I want it to, but that's me. So I feel like mainstreams, you just got to almost sell your soul to that mumble rap stuff or whatever it is. That's my opinion.
Agree. Yeah. And I mean, even with Pauly's, I feel like, especially now, like if I was to play a song right here in the middle of the room, and for the most part, 95% of the time, we'd be able to tell that they were Pauly.
100%. I say that all the time, bro.
You're able to tell that it's Pauly.
No.
What?
You didn't know Kenyon Brown was Pauly, bro.
That's true.
Yeah,
I did not
Brown,
know, but he's like a hybrid though.
Yeah.
And he's more of like a singer, bro. Like, how are you supposed to tell? I mean,
Let's say a rapper.
You said any artist.
Rapper though.
Let's say
You're talking about rapping, bro.
rapper.
We got a rapper on the show, bro. Right there. For real. He's right though. Show me something then. Let me see the vocals.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely like something, man. Like it even stretches back to even before, before this time era. You know, you could definitely tell the difference between the music that's on the radio, the music that's being publicly, you know, marketed, and then the Pauly music. They're two very totally different things.
Right.
And so like I feel like also a little part of it has to do with Pauly's hating on Pauly's.
Sheesh.
You look at
Speak on that, please.
If you go and look at the Australia rap scene, the shit is booming.
Popping. That's King.
The shit is
from over
booming.
There? Who? Kenya Brown. That's like, ain't he Australia?
Is he from Australia? He could.
Did you say he live out there?
Australia or New Zealand or one of
I always
those.
get mixed up. So.
I really do.
They the same.
I really do.
Australia, New Zealand, they the same.
Yeah, so
shout out to everybody
To us,
here.
they are.
Hey, and shout out to Kenya too.
Shout out to you.
Like you go and look at their view. Like one of the groups just barely got a song with A$AP Ferg. Like
Who is this?
I forgot what their name is, but I think it was like damn, I can't even remember what their name is. But yeah, they like they got a following out there. Like they get millions of views on their videos out there, and the reason being is because the fans appreciate their art. Out here in America, Pauly's hate on Pauly's more than anybody.
Yeah.
I was saying that for years, bro.
Yeah.
It's sad to see.
I was saying that for years.
And that brings me back to the social the mental conditioning, because then whenever they see anybody that's doing something that's out of the norm, that's away from what we're known to do or expected to do, they don't like it, or they're very on it. Like if it doesn't resonate with them, they throw it out.
Yeah.
But out there,
That's true.
That shit out there in Australia. And
It's all love everywhere.
Yeah, it's love because they understand. Like even if they don't live that type of lifestyle, even if they don't resonate with that, they understand. So they show the love. Out here, if they don't live that type of, because a lot of the poly rappers, and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the poly rappers are gangster rappers.
Yeah.
Talking about about gang shit, street shit.
Yeah.
And so it's like for a lot of polys, a big majority of our people, a lot of them haven't lived that life, don't know what that life is about, so they don't accept it.
Right.
Yeah.
Nor do they choose to accept that these people have been through that stuff. So they make that music for a reason.
They telling their story. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it's sad to see. So it's really, I feel like if our people would support each other, like how our people outside of the U.S. support each other, we would definitely blow.
That's true.
Easily.
Yo, we got Bobby B in the house dropping gems by the truckload. Please do not pull away from your screen.
I'm gonna need you to make a song about it now.
Oh my gosh. No, for real though. I mean,
that was something that we talked about a lot growing up, because my mom, she's half Samoan, half Tongan.
Yeah.
My dad's black. But I always seen the divide between, because you say like Polly's hating on Polly's. It's not just Samoans hating Tongans. It's Samoans hating Samoans.
Me.
Tongans hating Tongans. It's like, bro, where y'all end? Like, where does it end? You know what I mean? So that could be a whole nother episode on its own. But
yeah, but
Really, it really can. It's very sad to see, because it's like these are the people that look like you, the people that their mama cooked the same meals your mama cooked.
Exactly.
You feel me? So it's like, damn, how could you sit up there and look at me with malice in your heart without even knowing me? Like, but at the same time, you know me. Like
Right.
we're not a big people.
Yeah.
Numbers wise, and Lala touched on this the last episode as well. We're not a big people. Like we literally come from an isolated island. We when we did come to America, we were very much known for being the stereotype of being big guys.
Big, yeah.
You know, I definitely don't fit that stereotype.
Right.
Like if you heard 95 Baby without looking at the video, a lot of people wouldn't have thought that I was Pauly.
Exactly.
A lot of people wouldn't have thought that I was even from Salt Lake.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, it's really more so our people need to get out of this mindset that there's a mold that you have to fit. There's a mold that you have to fit. You don't need to be a gangster rapper to make it mainstream. You don't need to be a hood ass motherfucker to know the truth. You know, to be able to spit truth. Yeah. And so it's like a lot of our people are straying away and putting unrealistic expectations on our own on ourselves. And basically it just comes down to people just flat out hating on each other. It's sad.
Do you feel like that affects your music? Like, do you feel like you go out of your way to make sure you ain't sounding Pauly?
Not really, because this is just literally how I was raised.
Yeah.
Like, this is how I was raised. This is how we talk around my house. This is how I talk with my parents. This is how I talk with my siblings. Like, it's authentic. Mm-hmm. Like, for me, I don't ever need to go out of my way to feel like I need to sound like this. I need to manipulate my voice like this. Like, no, it's literally how I was raised. Literally the household that I came from. So why it's so easy for me to make music. You know, especially Gatsby. Like,
right.
It's an indie. You know, that's indie's type of song.
Yeah.
And my brother, that's my brother's lane. My brother is Venom Moon. That's the lane that he decided to drive.
It's like pop. That's why my kids like it, because they like to dance. So.
Yep. And so that's the thing that I attest to, man. Everybody else is making gangster music. We said fuck it, and we went and made Gatsby.
Huh.
We went and made Good Time, which is like a Frank Ocean, what's his name, Calvin Harris type song.
Yeah.
Like, these are songs that you wouldn't expect Polynesians to make.
Right.
And so if our Polynesian people had the mindset to do stuff like that, to be innovative,
mm-hmm.
we would have been blown in every single facet, every single workspace around the world.
Yeah.
But everybody just thinks that, you just go get a 9 to 5, you work at the factory.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like the other part of it too is, I seen this clip from Lala in one of his podcasts. He was talking about like how as Polynesian men we have that masculinity complex where like it might be where gangster rap, you got to look hard all the time and stuff like that, but like with
say it with your chest.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like making pop music or something like that, something for the females, you thinking like you'd get clowned by the homies or something like that. And
Facts.
so I feel like that definitely plays a part in why people feel that type of way about the kind of music they make.
Yeah, I would say that definitely plays in the comfortability. Like, man, you truly have to be comfortable with yourself, especially if you're an artist. You truly have to be comfortable with yourself as a person, because I mean, in the same sentence that I dap you is the same sentence I could slap you. Mm-hmm. For me, like, because I'm usually a cool person. I try to be as cool with everybody as possible. But at the same time, it's not sweet, Right. And I feel like that's because that's just who I am. Like, I never needed to feel like I got to go out with my chest out. I have to go out mean dogging, mad dogging everybody. And it's more so like I don't get why people do that.
Yeah.
I don't get why people do that. It may be a inferiority complex, whatever it may be, but you don't need to be because
Right.
why would you be? Especially our people.
Yeah.
Right.
Like our people are known for being the biggest hearted people around the world. We love. We'll give you the shirt off our back in an instant. We'll let you live with us in an instant just because you know a family friend.
Right.
Like all of that just really comes from the mainstream media of making us feel like that's how you got to be.
Yeah.
You got to be like, especially here in Utah, and I ain't even gonna lie, when you go out in the public places and you see other polys that you don't like, you're more so like, who's this motherfucker? Other than, oh, those are polys. I should go say what's up to them.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's not a lot of us out here. We should go say what's up to them.
Yeah.
Ask them ask them who their family is, stuff like that. But more so, and I've fallen victim to this. Like, man, I see polys out, I'm like,
yeah, you gotta check them out, look them up and down.
I definitely.
I noticed that about that Utah too, because in Cali it was like we had like 4 polys at our high school.
Yeah.
And so whenever you see a poly, like, oh damn, what's up? Like, where you from? Who's your parents? You know what I mean? Almost all the time we related somehow.
Right.
Out here it's like a different story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's so many of them. I feel like.
Too. I'd say that's the Beto too. LA probably on this whole different level where the polys be funking more, but in the Bay I feel like polys don't really be funking like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Out here they be funking.
Yeah, and it's weird. I feel like too, like when you come out here and then like you're around some polys and they find out you from Cali, like they feel like they gotta put on some type of
Right.
What?
That's what I mean. That's like that mental conditioning. Like, oh, he's from Cali, I gotta act a certain way. I gotta be gangster. Like, and then like the majority of these motherfuckers that come from Cali, they be from the motherfucking the suburbs. You feel me? And so it's like it's a two-way street because some people from Cali be coming out here acting
Trying
like
to rap
talking hard,
Cali,
and then I ask
hard,
about
that's
them, and
true,
they're like, "Nah, that motherfucker from the U. That was a house cat, man." What are you talking about? But then at the same time, it comes from our side too. Like people come from California, and then all of a sudden they feel like obligated to uphold that image.
Show out,
Yeah. So it's like
That's true. All the way true.
Yep, so it's that comfortability. You got to be comfortable with yourself. Like, I know I'm a big-hearted person, but at the same time, if anybody ever considered me
Anybody
sweet,
can get it,
anybody, like,
Right.
I'm with all the smoke. Like, but at the same time, it's positive vibes, baby.
Exactly,
I love my peoples. It's like that mainstream media has pushed us to hate ourselves, to hate our people, and so you see it, especially out here. I've noticed myself, like you if you hate your people, you hate the people that look like you. It more so has to do with you hating yourself, inner hate that you haven't addressed within yourself. Because it's like, man, we all literally grew up the same.
Yeah.
Black and brown, we all have very similar upbringings.
Yeah. Yep.
Tough parents, tough households. We don't address mental issues.
Yeah.
We don't address
feelings.
A lot of negative things. Yeah.
Parents aren't approachable.
Right.
We don't have the birds and the bees talks. We just, a lot of the kids grow up just living their lives, finding shit out on their own.
Facts.
Because a lot of these kids, their parents are old.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids, their parents are old, so they come from the old culture, the old ways. So they may not understand this new world, this new way of living, the social media stuff. So there's nobody that has really coached us through any of this.
Right.
A lot of us have just been out here living naked.
Right.
So, and that plays to that social media shit, man. That shit will really ruin you.
Yeah.
It will really ruin you just as much as
100%.
just as much as it'll bless you. That same shit could turn around and ruin you.
Man. All right, Bobby, we gonna have to.
Hold on. Let's take a break right quick.
For real, bro. He out here just
All right,
spitting
real talk,
facts.
bro. More respect to you, bro. For real, man. I was not
Likewise.
Hey, they didn't want to bring you on to be. No, I'm just kidding.
Honestly, we ain't fuck with you.
nigga wild, bro. Yo, Los is so wild.
I'm joking.
Your own niggas, bro.
It really do be. Hanging on your own.
I said, let's bring Bobby on. I said, Bobby, I was like, damn, for real. I had to put him on
Because I
game.
didn't know who he was.
At least we put him on.
I didn't know who he was at first.
At least now they know, right?
He's like, honestly, we ain't fuck with you in the beginning.
I just didn't know who you were. It's not that I didn't. It's not that I ain't mess with you.
Just be like, I appreciate you, Los, for putting me on. That's it. You put me on Game of Thrones, stuff like that. I give you your credit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
feel me? But
I appreciate you putting me on. Get out of here, bro. Oh damn. Okay, so all right. Well, Bobby, man, appreciate all that you've dropped so far, man. Definitely not done. Going into diving back into your career. What are some things that you got coming up in regards to your career, your music? Any EPs, any albums, exclusive? You know what I'm saying? I mean, what are you working on right now that you're excited to bring to the people?
I would say first and foremost, man, me and my brother Venom Moon, we got a tape coming out very soon, actually, and so it's gonna be an indie / hip hop tape, or I mean more so new school tape, and then I've also got my
like a lot of tracks similar to Gatsby.
Yep.
Okay.
Similar to Gatsby, and then also ones that are more similar to the newer school rap, like the melodic feel.
Melodic.
So yeah, I'm definitely excited.
Didn't y'all drop one too? Or y'all dropping one coming up?
Yep.
Monday.
Yep, on my birthday.
On your birthday?
We're gonna
Okay.
drop. I want it with my younger brother Nas,
Nice.
and my older brother Venom, and then
I feel like I know Venu somewhere, bro. I don't.
he be balling around.
He does hoop.
Yeah, he be
Okay,
balling.
yeah, and is he your actual brother?
Yep.
Okay,
my
I'm
older
pretty sure I
brother.
know who it is. Then yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
He a sucker though. Don't ever.
Oh,
shoot. Nah, bro.
No, but I mean, I played with somebody that looked exactly like you. He taller though, yeah.
Yep.
And he had said, like, hey man, he messed with what we doing with the podcast.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So okay, I was
Damn, we
like,
should have
man.
brought Venom on too.
I honestly didn't know he was an artist either, though. I didn't know.
Yeah, nah, he cool. He could just post it. Oh man.
We be hating on our own people.
That's his brother, so you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's different.
It's different. I feel that all the way.
Yeah, man. And he actually wasn't an artist until 2-3 months ago.
Oh wow.
Oh,
like
word.
literally
Put him on game.
Yeah,
That's
he
what's up.
like and found his own lane. Like so, man. I'm super proud of him, man. I'm super proud of my brother, man. He went and did a lane that polys don't ever do.
Yeah.
So it's like, man,
That's dope.
me and him got a project coming within the next month or so. My project will also be coming out before the end of the year. That one's definitely gonna be more so to my roots, more like hip hop, boom bap type stuff. And then, yeah, man, a lot of my group mates also got projects coming out as well. My girl Abigail just dropped, and also my brother JB is also going to drop as well. So we definitely got a lot of stuff lined up for the rest of the year.
That's what's up, man.
So we're definitely gonna lock down. Also, we've got that Gatsby video shoot next weekend or next week with Lil Kenny Films and Prime Vision. So I'm very excited.
Shout out to them.
So
Yeah.
what's the best way for like a fan to support an up and coming artist?
Shoot,
Just streaming your stuff on Spotify or
yeah, I would say streaming, either streaming or just like same as everybody else, buy their physical stuff, their merch, physical copies if they have physical copies of their album, buy those because that's memorabilia. That's something that you can rock around. You could walk around and wearing that shirt and everybody will be like, oh, where you get that from? And you just plug them, and because anybody could just post a story, anybody could just post and tag.
Right.
That shit's easy.
right?
But like if you really like fuck with an artist and you really want to support them, buy their merch.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna show who's really like gonna invest into you. Like
Right.
it's easy to press play and search up a name, but people that's how you find out who's really your core fans. I feel it's just people who are gonna come out to your shows and show love to you. People who are gonna buy your merch.
Right.
For
That's
sure.
true.
We'll have a link to it in the bio. Or in the
Definitely.
description.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
for sure,
still
yeah.
share, still tag,
Yeah.
play.
That's free stuff.
Don't stop doing that.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
stop
free
doing
stuff. You
that.
can do that. Yeah.
If you want a next level fan,
Right.
Yeah. If you want to get promoted, you know what I'm saying, to the next level of fandom,
Top fan badge.
cop that. You know what I mean? Okay, so then definitely excited for the things you got coming. For the other rappers that are out there or the aspiring rappers, what advice would you give them on how to start, how to proceed, how to keep going? Maybe some people are, having issues and feeling like they want to quit. I mean, what are some advice that you have for any and all rappers?
And anybody in general, because I feel like a lot of the gems you drop today is not just for rappers,
Right.
and that's typically with most people that come on the show.
Right.
The advice they give is universal, and it's
True.
usually a mentality. So yes, go ahead, speak on that.
I would say, man, especially with the information age that we're in, technology is your best friend. So like if you're an artist or if you're trying to start with anything, man, you can literally go into Google and search up nearest studios near me.
Right.
reach out to those producers. If you have, a 9 to 5, invest into yourself. Invest in the quality studio time. Because, anybody could do the home setup,
right,
on Fruity Loops, boom, boom, bow. Like, that's the easy part. But at the same time, you want quality over quantity. And so go into these professional studios. If you don't have a 9 to 5 and you're struggling for money, tell them you'll work. Like, you could literally do janitorial work, cleanup work for studio time. A lot of producers will really work with you because they understand the same type of mindset that it takes for an artist is the same type of mindset it takes for a producer. And I feel like, that's the same thing for anything, in life that you want to do. If you want to be more knowledgeable about it, use the internet because it's all at the tips of your fingers for free, for the most part, at least, you know? So if it's that way, you really don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to talk to, of course. And actually that brings me to another thing. Find other people who are in that lane and ask them, talk to them. Don't be afraid to approach these people because they'll be able to shed light on situations that you would have never thought possible. So if you're an artist, tap in with your favorite artists, tap in with your favorite local artists, ask them, hey, where's some studios I could record at? Hey, if I'm trying to do this, what's the best way to go about it? Those people will literally plug you in. And if they don't help you, then it is what it is. At least you can say you tried.
Yep.
But the first step is always reach out. Reach out to people. Don't be afraid to network with people. Because if you're an artist and you're afraid to talk to people, to network with people, promote yourself, put yourself out there like that, then you're in the wrong field. Like, you're definitely in the wrong field. You got to be able to treat yourself as a brand, as a business, and hold yourself to that standard. And so I would say, man, that's definitely the first step for anybody that's considering doing this, that wants to do this or is currently doing this. Treat it as a brand and get the best sound possible. Get the best things possible. So that way, anything you release, that you put your best foot forward.
How about as far as getting collabs with artists? Like, so say a random person hits you up trying to collab. Are you doing it, or is it just like you want to see something first, or how does that work?
Yeah, I definitely have to feel it. Like, I wouldn't get on a song,
The answer is no, Monte. You can't. You're not gonna get a feature, bro.
He's like, so I'm asking for a friend.
Hey, I got my mixtape here.
Oh shit! Yeah, I would say, man, like, for me personally, because I can't speak on any other artists, I would say, man, the song has to fit. Like, I have to be able to feel like I can shed light on situations in this song, or like this, I can relate to this song. And if I don't, then I'll probably most likely tell them, hey, man, it's just, I'm just not feeling it. And this shit has to be a bot, man. I can't just hop on, like, bro. You can't just hop on anything, because then, like, it'll decrease your value, you know, and you can't tag your name to that. Like, if I'm going to put my name on something, I want to put my best foot forward. I want to make sure that this person who's bringing this to me is also an aspiring artist and takes this shit just as seriously as I do.
So is that how it usually works? Like, they come with a beat and maybe a verse on it already, and then?
Yep. And like, usually, like, of course, if you're barely starting, you can't charge people. You know, like, people are like, who the fuck are you? Who you trying to charge me for? It's like, and for me, like, a lot of people, I do the first 2-3 features free, especially if I truly fuck with their music. Like Cepha, I will give Cepha how many free features he wants, just because I respect him, because I respect that he's got his own merch. I respect that he does all his own
Cepha,
mixing and mastering. You know, I respect that, because I understand what that takes. I understand the level of professionalism and dedication that takes. So it's like, man, like, other artists who are really serious about this, like, you appreciate it. You appreciate it. Like, so it's kind of weird to see other people hate on other people, like, especially if they have nothing to do with you. Right. You feel me?
There's almost a lot of things though, man. People still hate. So.
Yeah. You ever thought about, like, so would you do, like, writing for people or, like, artists, like mainstream? Like, say Drake came up to you and was like, I need you to write me this, and this. I mean.
Oh, for sure. Like, I lyric check a lot of stuff within, like, our group stuff, you know, or within my family member stuff, like my brothers, and they sound check my stuff too. Like, I always, like, and especially my father, like, we take everything through my father.
Right.
Hey, what do you think about this? And we will literally give the honest feedback. Like, I think you should take this. I don't think there should be any swear words in it. I think you should take the bitch out of it. So it's like, just because if you got yes men in your circle, when are you ever gonna feel like you're
You'd be the worst, bro.
Yeah, like that's
the worst. I mean, you need a hype man, but not a yes man.
True. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely look into writing for other people. I mean, just because that brings just as much money as making music yourself. Like Neo wrote "Irreplaceable" for Beyonce, and will eat off that song for as long as he lives. So it's like, man, and that's something that a lot of people don't know about too. The songwriting game is just as big.
Yep.
The songwriting game is just as important as
Hov did it.
Yep.
He I just saw it the other day. He wrote for
Still Dre
for Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Both of their verses he wrote.
Still Dre.
And now when you listen to it, you're gonna hear Hov.
You can hear Hov. Like you can literally hear Hov on those songs.
Crazy.
So it's like, man, and those royalty
That's
checks
crazy.
Those royalty checks is something.
Yeah.
Jeremiah
He don't need it
Jeremiah is
now,
a big
but
artist that he also writes for a lot of artists.
Oh yeah, Jeremiah's cool.
So it's like, man, there's so many other streams of income in this music industry. Everybody thinks that the only stream of income is producer, rapper.
Right.
No, there's a producer, there's a sound check guy, there's a guy who does your, the guy who books your tours. Like, there's so much shit like that goes into it. So you use the technology. Yeah. Use your technology. Not everything has to be what you want it to be. Like, really.
Nice. Ghost fam, they coming, man.
Yes, sir.
Facts, man.
They coming.
Right, so, where can people find you if they want to follow you or reach out to you and stuff like that?
They can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter under the name Bobby B Mac. And then my email is also attached to each one of those social media profiles. Also, my campsite bio is also attached to those that will lead everybody to my music and also to my my merch as well.
Cool.
We're gonna link all of that.
Yeah, we'll link all that for sure.
We're gonna link all of that. If you think about stepping, boy, you better step correct, man.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Gotta step correct.
Yes, sir.
Well, Bobby, man, we really appreciate you taking the time to come out and really share a lot of the wisdom that you have, man. You really did share a lot. And I felt like I'm blessed, to hear your perspective on things and hear your take. And I'm sure a lot of the people here will too. So again, we appreciate you taking the time. Again, check out my man's music, check out his merch, support. He's already shared exactly on how you should support. And then as far
thank you to everybody too that
Yeah.
showed love with our merch.
Yeah. Shout outs to everybody that showed love to the merch, man. We appreciate that. Again, everything we do is for the people, for you guys, and so we appreciate your support. And until next time, as we always say, find ways to be prolific.
Yes, sir.
Are you still here? Are you still up? I need to know what's going on. Has he been cruel? Is he too much? I feel your pain, but tell me some. Do you still love him? Do you still feel? Do you know the difference between fake and what's real? Is he playing games while you pay the bills? Just tell me, I need to know.
Trying to get back to you, baby. Keep it on the wraps for you, baby. Pick up the slack for you, baby. I pay for your time, you be texting me crazy, I know. I zipping them pad for me, baby. Won't you make a thing clap for me, baby? No, I said I'd be back for you, baby. Instead, I'd be out on these tracks going crazy, oh. You couldn't wait and got you one. Heard you square, nigga, night is fun. You see me on TV, you waiting for me. But you know my life, I be on the run. Girl, how I come home to a married woman? You told me you wait, you ain't hold me down. Night out with your girls, it's your code to see me. Wrecking your home while I'm broken down. Late night, drone texting you. Wanna wake up next to you. High sex from 9 to 7. Feel like